Girlfriendship.
Girlfriendship.
Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark fall as can be summer movie.
Oh, whoa. I'm almost afraid to say that. Hi, I'm Brian. I like Hallmark fall as can be movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise fall as can be movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Hello, everybody. It's great to see you. Wow, it's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday already.
Man, I'm just. Can I say this?
Yeah.
So good to be here.
Yeah.
I'm so in the fall spirit of things that I just want to take a trip to the beach. You just want to take a bros trip to the beach? You know, because it's fall. You know what we do? You know when it's autumn out?
Maybe an island?
You know, every fall. Yeah, like in October, we're like, it's island time, y'all.
How about island time?
Grab your Hawaiian shirts. Let's get to that ocean quick, like, before all the rooms
Although I do
taken.
think, Dan, you and I would both prefer a cold weather ocean trip if we, instead of the heat.
Yeah, I would prefer
Just go-
cold weather everything, pretty much.
It's been chilly here. Got windy.
A little crisp in the air.
That's right. We got the all wind of Ian, no rain, which was an interesting
little bit of rain, but not
approach.
much.
It was like, here's a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit over there.
That's right. Just a lot of wind.
Spit on us a little.
We did get a day off school here in Greenville for the wind.
But our thoughts and our prayers with the people of Florida. Serious stuff going on down there.
No
I went through quite a few hurricanes in my day, and it's always hard to know which ones are going to be the Ians of the world.
You sound like you're 60 right now.
Back in my day.
I went through a lot of hurricanes in my day, and it's hard to know which ones are going to be like you got a timeline on the old codger.
I pulled up my pant leg a little bit.
You did the whole thing. If you were whittling with a knife, you'd have just been full Florida man.
I've been through a lot of hurricanes in my day. It is hard to know. But it all, we make a lot of jokes here, but it also
we have a lot of fun here, Deck the Hallmark.
Guys, we also don't want to go too far without saying that today's movie is Girlfriendship.
We don't want to go too far without saying it.
Girlfriendship.
Girlfriendship. It's not girlfriendship. It's girlfriendship.
It's all one word.
Yes, girlfriendship.
Girlfriendship. I think we're all saying the same thing.
Think so?
Girlfriendship. Yeah.
When we all say it at the same time,
it all works.
It all works.
Yeah. I feel good about it.
Girlfriendship.
Yeah.
Which you said it was originally called...
Girlfriendship. It was a girlfriend summer getaway. Yeah.
Yeah, you did say that.
I'm just telling you, man, as soon as the leaves start to change, you're like, Edisto Beach, we've got to go. We've got to go right now.
But it makes sense. They did end up on a boat, so throw the ship in the name. It all lines up.
I think that the thing up to this point, like, it's been like...
tennis match.
Why are we doing this? Why are we calling it fall? But because it's also been hot outside, it's like, whatever. This one stung a little bit more.
Because it was nice.
Because it's been chilly. Yeah. We've been drinking the pumpkin drinks. We've been eating the pumpkin goldfish. We're in the fall spirit as much as we possibly could be around here. The fall decorations are up. CC Leaves is here. And we got
beach movie. And then back to the beach.
Back to the beach. Let's go to the beach.
Let's go to the waves.
Just a little reminder.
Yeah. Girlfriendship.
Friendship.
We ready?
I've been through.
Back in my day.
Maybe even. Guys, are we excited to talk about Girlfriendship?
I am. So excited.
Girlfriendship originally aired on October 1st.
That's right.
First movie of October, the month of fall and spookies. By the way, shout out to everybody who bought a spooky season sweatshirt. Can't get them anymore.
Listen, now too late.
They're gone.
Disappeared.
They're never going to be back.
I'll sell you mine. I have one. XL. I'll sell you mine.
You don't want to
keep
it?
Bidding at $1,000.
You don't want to keep it?
We got to take her?
I mean, I probably won't ever wear it, Bran.
Ever?
It's literally black.
But it's got a ghost with Christmas tree lights on it.
Think of a few occasions. You're not going to a Halloween party? You don't do anything like that with the kids? Now going trick or treating. You need a cool
here's
shirt.
you don't dress up for Halloween. At least
That's
you can
true.
do is wear something remotely festive that's still
Why
black.
am I getting the third degree about this?
Because this is such a weird thing.
What's weird about this? I don't do Halloween stuff. My kids do. I just don't do it.
What are you, a religious boy?
Super religious. That's what it is.
Is it
Ghosts
all-
are now in my house. The Bible says they can't be. That's what it is.
He did leave it here over the weekend.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's actually all. My grandma wouldn't.
She's been through some hurricanes.
Back in her.
She lived in Maine. They were nor'easters, you son of a bee. She had a very interesting dichotomy here because she would throw a haunted house every year in her house, but she would not allow playing cards in the house.
Yeah.
So it's like
it is, but you get to that age where it's like, I remember my mom just being like, we're not doing any witches or ghosts or anything. I love my mom to death. And I remember like us watching like Chronicles of Narnia and like Lord of the Rings. And I'm like, wait a minute. Something doesn't add up here, but it is what it is.
but we know Tolkien's heart. So
That's right. Do we? I will say, look, my kids are allowed to do all that stuff. They're going to go trick or treating, and I'll be there, probably not in a spooky season shirt. Saying, if you want to buy mine, you just let me know.
But
you just DM me, and I'll just send it to you.
But we could both wear it. We could wear it together. We could
wear it together and
walk
take
down
some
the street
fun
together.
pics. Yeah, we could do that
because we're neighbors now.
We're neighbors now. That's right.
I moved, and I don't want to say that this is because of Dan, but I moved next door to Dan, and I immediately got strep.
I didn't have strep, so it's not because of me.
You could have left it at his house before.
I could have left a
That was
bag
a
of
funny-
strep.
that
Here's
was
a
a-
bag of strep.
That was a
man.
funny haha. I was wondering who left that bag there.
Surprise.
Doing great now, guys. Thank you. Shout out to Annie and her biotics.
Shout out.
Girlfriendship originally aired on October 1st, 2022, and it went a little something like this. Samara,
That's
played
terrible.
by Tamara.
Tamara?
No.
From Sister?
No.
Her name's Tamara.
No.
It's like
But you
in the
said-
same.
No.
But it
Tamara.
sounds like
Samara.
Tamara?
Samara.
Tamara.
Very different.
Samara
Tamara.
works at a company that creates cards. This company is called Mahogany.
So time out. There's
No. No.
Tamara works for Mahogany.
No.
This makes sense.
Samara.
Tamara.
Samara works at Mahogany.
Okay.
She's up for a big promotion as director of finance.
Yeah.
Her
Good
birthday is also coming up.
stuff. In July, October-ish, right?
Sure. And her best friends, Eva and Renee, decide that they want to take her on a Charleston girls trip, sister. But Samara is like, but the promotion. But she's like, you know what? YOLO, let's go. So, YOLO Sparrow. Shout out to Panda. So they get to South Carolina, and they are picked up in a vehicle that is not what they're expecting. They're thinking luxurious limo of sorts, and instead it's a van that looks like maybe you might go on a safari in it. I'm not entirely sure. And so they quickly realize that something has gone wrong. This isn't a luxurious retreat that they booked. It's some sort of adventure retreat on a random island in South Carolina. So to make matters, to make things a little better,
To make matters better.
there's a very hunky doctor named Kareem who Samara takes a liking
Tamara?
to. Samara. The bad part about the island is that there's no cell service, which is bad for Samara. No.
Tamara?
No. Since she was planning on going and doing some work while she was on this trip, so because promotion and stuff. So Samara is like, I'm going to get us out of here. But the retreat leader is like, nope, there's no way to get off the island until Friday when the boat, ferry, that's what it's called, comes back. Embrace it and learn from your ancestors. So the girls decide to just settle in, try to embrace all the retreat is and has to offer, talk about their lives, catch up with one another. It's going to be great. Samara remembers how much she loves creating art herself. Maybe she doesn't want to do finances all the time. Maybe there's a way to mix her finance job with her desire to
I
just
don't think
do
so.
art.
I don't think so.
Oh, you wait and see.
No
Dan.
way.
And she's like, I know how to do that. Tourism.
Tamara can't do it, but Samara.
Samara can. So she's working on a way to combine all these passions. She keeps going over to our guy Kareem's house because Kareem has the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
As he does. Kareem would. And her friends sneak her into town. Don't ask. Sneak her into town, and it's a birthday, and so you got to do that. When they get back, Kareem is like, hey, I made dinner for your birthday. Come on over. And Samara gets excited.
Samara?
Dan, can I please just... Samara gets excited about her work plans and how she can mix her finance with the creatives. And Samara finds out that Joy, a girl who lives on the island, is Kareem's daughter. And when she finds out that that girl is also an artist, she's like, you got to pursue your art. But Kareem is like, no, she's staying right here on the island. This is like the village. We're just going to keep her here. And he's worried about losing his daughter because his wife left, and it's a whole thing. It's, I get it, whatever. She's like, well, you're not pursuing your dream of being a chef. Just because you're not pursuing your dreams doesn't mean that she shouldn't be able to pursue her dreams. This idea of not taking risks, though, gets into Samara's head, and she decides to just send in a basic proposal. No risks, just spreadsheets
rewards
and stuff.
Just the good stuff.
When she gets back, though, she has to do a presentation on the stuff that she sent in to her bosses earlier. But she accidentally pulls up the original full of risk presentation, if you will, and I will. And her boss is like, this doesn't sound like a financial director.
You're not good.
This isn't what we... Something else. And her boss is like, what do you want? What do you want to do? And she's like, I want to be an illustrator. And she's like, interesting. She pulls out this document, this like folder, and she's like, take a look at this here. Look at this. Look what I found here. Look what I found here. Opens up this folder. She says, look at all these. And they are all of her financial reports, but on the back,
yeah.
Samara has been doing some drawings. And so her boss is like,
one footprint in the sand.
Her boss is like, I know that you actually wanted to be an illustrator, so if you want to do that, it's going to be hard work, but I can tell here on the back of these here reports,
these very formal reports,
that you have talent. So yeah, she gets the job. So she goes back to the island to find Kareem, and he tells her that he sent his daughter to college, that he's going to open up his own restaurant on the island, and they're all happy together, and they celebrate, and they kiss. And she pushes him away so the camera can get a nice shot of the ocean. And that, my friends, was Girlfriendship.
We did it.
Mm-hmm. We did, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back here on Deck the Hallmark. Just lazy.
Half-hearted. It was half-hearted. I'll say that much. You either go or you don't go.
Welcome back, everybody.
You went Homer. Homer.
I don't want to interrupt the
It's
flow.
not your first week on the job, Brian.
Hallmark.
Either go for it or don't, man.
Hey, guys. Welcome back. We're talking about Girlfriendship.
I'll make it up to you.
The first October movie from
Oh, boy.
from Hallmark. Very folly, not summary at all. Let's talk about it. Let's start with a hot take. Bry Guy, what do you think about Girlfriendship?
So I like this. I thought this was very entertaining. I liked it a lot. It went by very quickly. I looked up, and I was halfway through the movie, so that was a good sign. The love story, completely unnecessary. Contractually obligated. So we had to get through. I'm glad they crammed it at the end, and we didn't have to really deal with too much of it. You guys know I like a movie that afterwards I end up needing to do some homework.
Yeah.
And so,
Which has been every movie
so far.
I've found some
Right.
takeaway work to do, and this was no exception. I like the traditions and the culture they brought up. Obviously, gave me something to look into.
Did you look into it?
I did.
What can you tell us some more about it?
I would, as someone,
Because
I
actually, this was the one case so far that I'm like, I hope Brian brings something to the table here.
The Gullah Geechee.
Gullah Geechee.
Gullah Geechee.
All right. Fine, I'll go ahead.
Gullah
The Gullah
Geechee.
Geechee. It's
Save it.
in New England.
Don't.
Just save it for later.
We don't
'cause
need
we
the
don't
emails.
We don't need this.
Gula. How do
We
you
don't
get
need
gula
this.
out of that? I made a nice bowl of gula.
Gullah. Gula. I don't know how you could
I'm
possibly
gonna give you one more chance. Try again.
So the Gullah Geechee culture, right?
Yeah.
The food, it turns out since they were so isolated in the island area that they were in, they kind of developed their own language, and their dances and their music are kind of their own, and they're kind of encapsulated in that area, and so they have their own way of speaking. That was something I learned that was very unique.
It's an African Creole combo.
It is.
So just like very close to Charlotte. Like how far is
The islands of
question.
Gullah Geechee range all the way from North Carolina all the way down to Florida.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And it's a very distinct part of history from African tribes that kind of maintained some of that land and created this very unique subculture that is still around to this day that deals a lot in cultural specifics like dancing, food, the things that they make. There's a great movie, Julie Dash, called The Daughters of the Dust that is an excellent version. It's dramatized, but it is as authentic as I've ever seen. We covered it on a film and a movie. But
Can I ask you this?
Please.
Because the island itself is so long, are there subgroups within?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Every Gullah Geechee group isn't the same. And they were called Gullah, and then Geechee was the river, the Ogeechee River, that they kind of adapted into Gullah. Gullah Geechee culture is more specific than just Gullah.
It's actually Gullah Geechee.
It is not Gullah of any kind. It is fascinating. They're not in Edisto Beach proper. That was a little bit of a misnomer of the movie, but since they filmed it in Edisto, they kind of made it work.
Movie magic.
Movie magic. That's exactly right.
The one thing I'd like to end on this, if I could, the one thing I did not need from this was a big greeting card shoving another holiday down my throat.
But we got it.
We did, unfortunately. Hopefully it doesn't go through, but I need another occasion.
Hopefully it doesn't go through. What does that mean?
Like they don't adopt her happy summer vacation idea.
So you think Soulful Summers is you don't want them to take that?
They
you
can
want her to fail there.
People can do it, but I don't need another
I hope she
greeting
doesn't
card.
get the job.
She didn't get the job though, right?
She's going to get that job though. The Soulful Summers.
Right. Like illustrating that line of cards.
Hope it doesn't go through.
Yeah. So maybe they just talk about it and they do the other
Brandon is appalled. He is appalled.
Other products.
So what
not
I
the
gathered
cards.
from this is the Massachusetts boy came down, pronounced Gullah wrong, and then said he hopes she didn't get the job.
Let's just do a few commercials, and everybody can say, "Hey, that's a good idea." I don't need to buy a card from the Gullah Geechee.
I don't think the cards are for you, Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
Good flick, though. Good flick.
Again, I don't know what Brian's email is yet, but just
man, we need to get a Brian at Deck to Hallmark. We need to get
filtering those out,
up and coming as quick as we can.
Because I think actually the holiday was the push was bigger than just a summer vacation. It was to do what she did, which is to find out more about her culture and her ancestors. To which you're saying to these amazing black women, don't do it.
No,
I
it's
hope
a no
it fails.
for me, is what you're saying.
And you want to go on the record with it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to have to stand by that. That's what you do in this chair.
New England out.
You stand by that.
Oh, boy. That is how you do it,
Hate
I
to
guess.
see that. I really like this movie. I can't get over the fact that they named Tamara Samara, but
Tamara?
yeah. But and I'll say this, I agree with Brian. Love story wasn't necessary, but boy was he necessary because boy, well, it's just that and wow. But yeah, this movie was really great. I really enjoyed it, and I thought the three girls had wonderful chemistry. Three women. I'm sorry.
Yes.
They're
We need emails.
I mean, are we going to leave it to me to say it's nothing inappropriate now? Jiminy Christmas, guys.
I thought they had fantastic chemistry. Those three gals.
Somebody put Stan in the corner.
And
No, not better.
not better.
Girl friends.
And I thought that it was great. And I do have questions, and we'll get to that in just a little bit about, certain company names that they used that I just thought were confusing based off of things that we've seen over the past month. But throwing all that aside from just a movie standpoint, I had a lot of fun. I thought they were really fun characters that worked really well together. And shout out to South Carolina. Always good to have a movie here. Dan?
Yeah, the movie's kind of at odds with itself because there's a lot of it that rings very authentic and true and really good. Like the Gullah Geechee stuff is great. South Carolina, we always love when we get to see more of South Carolina. But then like most of these people aren't from anywhere near that area, or they didn't even try to replicate anything that was authentic there. They are pitching the Mahogany brand. And I went back and looked very briefly. It's the same logo. They're pitching the Mahogany brand of Hallmark in this movie. They're not pitching a version of it. They're pitching it. But the movie itself was pulled from any sort of Mahogany release and is just on the Hallmark channel. And so it feels like they're selling me something when I think, and the love story didn't need to be there, when I think the crux of the film would have been a good one. As it stands, I think Unthinkably Good Things is probably better than this one, in my opinion. But I love seeing Edisto Beach. I love hearing about Gullah Geechee culture. Those were great. But the movie's just kind of at odds with itself. It's a little bit of a paradox of itself. So not my fave thing in the world, but I appreciate the attempt. And I always appreciate people filming in South Carolina. So good for them.
That's right. Let's do all the feels.
Sure, let's.
Brian?
Okay, let's try not to offend anyone here. Be very careful.
Good luck.
I really, I guess all the traditions worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
The basket weaving, the face painting. And what I liked about it a lot was there was always kind of a twist on it. It wasn't like, okay, this is joy. We're going to paint joy on your face. It was based on the ancestors see there's a conflict there. They like addressing, not, what is it? They see it as a conflict, not a comfort. The face
right.
that you get, which is great. And the basket weaving, when what you create represents what you need to work on. It's sort of like when the elder there, I felt like she had a great opportunity. She got to bash all the newbies who show up and say like, oh, your basket's great, but it's a mess on the inside, or whatever she said. It's pretty on the outside. So that stuff I thought was great. All the how they weaved in, no pun intended, or was it, all the traditions, and it actually explained what where they came from.
Yeah. I really liked the conversation that Renee had with the girl Joy as she was doing her hair, and she was talking about how she didn't have a mom, but that she would be an amazing mom, and she had been thinking about like adopting herself. And so like there was a lot of, I felt like that whole conversation worked really well for me. And I thought the girl who played Joy did a really great job. I don't know who she is. Fantastic job. Hope we see more of her. Mm-hmm. Dan?
Yeah, not a lot here. The scenery's really great in this movie. It does a good job of not showing the typical South Carolina beach. It is a much more scenic place to go. Edisto is. The entire area that they film here is. And so I got a lot of feels from that, seeing that portrayed so positively, because I think people think we're Hilton Head and Myrtle Beach and that's it. So that was really good. But aside from that, not much else.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back to Deck the Hallmark on WSHR.
Feral Cat.
Welcome back to the Rhino.
I don't know what else to do here. There comes a point where someone is to blame here, because
it's you guys.
No, I didn't even say anything.
Boy, that was quick to judge.
I didn't say anything.
Rig did.
He did. He said feral cat. I got a sheet of paper from Trace, and it said when Bram reads the call sign, you say the feral cat. And I take that response. You don't ever ask me to read anything on here. I'd be glad to do ads for you. You don't let me do it. I said feral cat. I hit my mark. I hit my line. What else do you want from me? What did you say, Bran?
It's the Rhino. That's
the Rhino?
Yes.
WHHR?
WSHR.
WSHR.
The Rhino.
The Rhino. What'd you say, Brian?
Mine was the lion, which is actually kind of in line with what Rig got.
Feral cat.
Feral cat. I got lion, so.
The Rhino. I think you're wrong on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That checks. Brand's wrong.
Do you think that bit's getting old yet, or is it just getting started?
I think as far as we've got a bunch to get through.
I know.
So I hope people don't think it's a bit.
Obligated.
We got picked up by a lot of stations.
A lot of stations are playing us 2, 3 a.m. That's right.
Mainly AM.
Mainly AM. It's weird that they have a W before their name, because I'm pretty sure those are all FM.
Mainly short range. Well,
ham radio?
We're going through all the FM first because those are the big boys.
This is the big boys. Got it.
Big boys of the week. Let's get to the wait what's. Brian, anything stick out to you? Something that made you go wait what while you watched this film?
A couple. 2 things, if you could. So the first
we can.
one, a couple.
We can.
We have time. The first was, there's just no way you or I or you or any of
getting
us
choked up over here?
would outsource booking a trip to someone we call Spacey Stacy.
No way. It's not happening.
Not a world.
Can't
where
do
you,
it.
You
Can you
cannot do
imagine
it.
Tracy, booking our vacation?
Just leaving it to her and quickly calling her hastily and saying, Trace, I need you to do this quickly. And then that's how it went down.
Absolutely not.
Well, you asked me to book your child for Christmas can.
Christmas can?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Where'd you send us, Trace?
Oh, boy.
To Milwaukee.
Milwaukee for Christmas can.
The big can.
Tickets non-refundable, I would assume.
Yeah, it's where you go, and there's a lot of Christmas cans.
What kind of rental car we got, Trace?
Scooters.
Scooters.
In
Yeah.
In the
December?
winter. Yeah.
What's the lodging sitch?
Probably lots of woods.
Janie's house.
Janny's house.
She just moved up there.
From history or his story, that Janie?
Yeah.
Or take the day off. Take the day off,
things,
Janie.
both,
Both hands.
whatever.
Yeah.
She has a 1-bedroom, but
It should come as no surprise to anyone here that I book all of the travel for Deck the Hallmark and would
Well,
trust
then
it
what
with
did
no
I
one
do?
else. I'm just saying,
I just gotta. December.
I book it.
why did someone call me and say, get us travel to Christmas can stat?
No one did that, Tracy.
I have the tapes. Cue that clip, Trace. Hey, Trace, it's Bran. I got Rig here. Rig has something he wants to let you know.
Tracy, I got this word coming in hot from Panda. He said, snicker, snicker, book the boys to snicker, snicker, Christmas can. It's in Wisconsin.
It's done.
Thank you.
I do feel like that's a little on me.
And that is at least a little on you. It's weird that Rig at this point decided he was going to dictate exactly what Pandolf said, including the last snicker.
Yeah.
To be clear, I would love to go to
And
Milwaukee.
I'm a lickamadoodle boy. I'm not even a Snickers boy.
I know you are. To be clear, I'd love to go to Milwaukee in December. It's just not where we need to
Oh,
be. We don't
man.
need to-
Milwaukee
yeah.
in December, sign me up. And I'm serious.
We don't need to be at Christmas Can. We need to be at Christmas Con.
Yes.
In Edison, New Jersey.
They're
Edison, New
expecting it.
Jersey.
To be
Harold's
clear,
Deli.
Would much rather be in Milwaukee.
At the
Well, I like Christmas Con. Edison, New Jersey, on the other hand.
Kick rocks.
Whoa.
Kick them right down the road. Harold's Deli, and that's it.
That's right.
Have you ever been, Bri?
No.
Oh,
No, I
you're
have not.
yeah. Look,
Brian, you're in for a treat.
I know.
dude.
so I
2
hear.
months from right now, you're going to be living large.
30 minutes up the road, you got the city that never sleeps. Could we do a con there?
Nope.
If Wes Anderson ever wanted to make a movie that was just all washed out in gray, he'd go to Edison. We got any fans out there from Edison? No? Hope not.
Looking forward to my email travel plans to the Christmas can.
Christmas can.
Check for
All
that
right, what
email.
else? Yeah, we would never get this woman to book our travel at the last minute. Bad
So,
idea.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. So we're starting off bad, but they needed to do something. It worked for the movie, so they did that. The other one, they kind of glossed over some major details that were like building blocks for the whole Rewild experience. A last minute day of 1 week trip for a mother, a business owner,
just
and
no
a
way.
lady up for promotion. And the other big, huge thing was, how did they get to Edisto Island? How did they get there?
So this is a mess, and it could be what the Hallmark.
Yes.
You can get to Edisto by driving.
Okay.
You don't have to take a ferry to Edisto. And I think that is where the issue comes in, is because they want you to feel as though you're off the beaten path with this ferry. But Edisto Island also doesn't have shops and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when they go back out to shop, that's Charleston.
Okay.
That's not Edisto.
But I mean, they started in Kansas City.
I don't
right?
know.
I think it was Kansas City.
Yes. So I believe they took a flight and then they stayed in.
They
an
landed to
Airbnb or
Charleston and
something.
stayed in an Airbnb in Charleston. And
But
then
they
the
just
bus
kinda-
picked them up and took them to...
The bus picked them up in Kansas City, though. Right?
No.
No, the
Didn't
bus picked them up in Charleston.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure they got on a flight
I
first.
think they flew to Charleston.
Charleston.
Were picked
No
up by
way.
the
That
bus.
this woman...
That this small retreat center is sending
That's what I'm saying.
They bus with other people on the
Yes.
bus.
That's maybe it is a what the Hallmark more so, because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, are they picking them up in Kansas City? They're all getting on a plane.
I assumed that it was like an Airbnb.
No, this
in
is
Charleston.
my problem was, once they do this the first time, they act like going to Edisto Island is like, so it is rural. Edisto's got like one grocery store, nothing, but you can drive there. You don't have to fly, or you don't have to sail to Edisto.
Okay.
And so once they dip into a bus and take the bus into Charleston, that's where you lost me, because it's like, did they need a ferry to get out there? Why didn't they need one to get back? So I had some confusion there. But how they got to Edista the first time, I think they landed in Charleston, got an Airbnb for the night. That's how I assume it happened.
Okay.
I got a good kick out of Samara, who just had a saved
Samara?
picture.
Yes.
What I believe is a stock photo that she had saved on her computer, opened up, and it's just somebody sitting on the beach.
That becomes the picture for her whole campaign.
Yeah. She just had it open.
Which Brian hopes fails, by the way. I want to be clear.
Please do not. I don't need another card.
I also, you wouldn't get the card. The card isn't for you, Brian.
I'm just saying, I hope
this
the card,
holiday isn't for you.
The holiday can happen just fine. I just don't need another card that I need to buy on occasion.
I don't think you need to be concerned about getting or giving a card for this.
Which reminds me, I do have to buy an anniversary card today.
Today.
Actually, yesterday. For today.
Today is your anniversary.
Today is my anniversary. So I hope I got a card.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Do you want to say something?
Happy anniversary. I do most of the work, but sure, you get a card for it. No, she deserves more than half the credit.
Brand's face was the best. I mean, I don't think this.
I'm gonna buy her soulful summer card. I think for this anniversary,
which you have
failed. It's not for her either. Like, just listen to the business plan.
Old Gulagichi over there.
Gosh, I hate this episode.
Next year will be better. Next year will be better.
I as much as I said that the conversation between Joy and Renee gave me feels, I did get a kick out of Joy saying, "I wish my mom was here to help me with college stuff."
Yeah.
And Renee said, "You're going to college?" And Joy said, "No." I wish my mom was here to help me with college stuff. I'm not going.
I'm not
going.
A no for me.
No.
And then I was still foggy on the whole getting back into town thing. Did?
Yeah. I'm confused at how much deceit is happening here with the company that runs this retreat, because the women understand that this is supposed to be like a week away, swimming pools, fruity drinks, and they get there and they're like, they feel bamboozled, and then they happen to fall in love with it. Well, at the end of the movie, she gets off of the bus and sees 3 new women that are also completely confused.
That's right.
Is this just a scam?
Yeah.
That they're hoping people fall in love with this? I mean, because if it works, great. If it doesn't work, where's the scam?
That was actually my what the hallmark is. I feel I don't know for sure if it's intentional or not. But if it is intentional, I feel like that's like not in like good spirits, right?
It's real dishonest. But my thing is the lie in the magazine article? Are they putting that magazine article out that looks like it's like fun in the sun, drink a margarita? Or where's the lie?
I think it's that their websites are like very similar or something. Like when you Google it, it's like the same. It's very close to being the same name.
So the assistant screwed it up.
Yes.
So the ad they were looking for in the paper, they didn't book that at all.
No.
Okay. So
it was the names of the retreats.
But clearly it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're banking on. It's kind of like having social media handle at Hallmark Podcast and just hoping people follow.
So this woman,
not that I would.
No, we would never.
It's a good idea.
Hallmark,
though.
if you want that name, you just feel you have your people contact.
You gotta buy
our
Dan's
people.
shirt,
That's
and then you get the handle.
Yeah, which is me. Contact me. So this woman calls her assistant and says, "My phone's on 3%. I need you to book all this travel for 4 hours from now and the trip. Your phone is on 3% at midday on your way to the airport." Yeah. I question all of your life choices. What led you to this point? What led you to, it's 1 p.m., I'm on the way to the airport, I'm at 3% battery, my assistant should book the rest of the thing?
Unless that's what she needs. She knows that she needs to tell her that to get her to hurry up and light a fire. Like, you have a friend where you're like, "Listen, my mom's home, I got to go." And you get off the phone. So you think
this assistant would have heard this without the 3% and gone, nah?
Yeah, she'd be like, "All right, I'll get to it." But if her friend's like, "Listen, this is dire. I cannot do this."
I don't know.
It might have just been her way to talk to her friend.
One of the three ladies talks the other two into taking a selfie on the pier, and the way she talks them into taking a selfie is saying, "Come on, guys, we have to live a little." All right. I mean, I guess that's living a little, like a very little amount. There's a great Erykah Badu joke in here. That's just, I needed to say that out loud because it's important. I am very impressed with Kareem across the board. It's almost fictional to have a bus driver, chef, medical doctor combo on the Gullah Islands, just doing none of those things regularly. So maybe a little bit of a stretch from a character standpoint, but he's awesome. So we're going to give it a break, I guess. This is the most selective ankle injury of all time. I would borderline call it fake. She turns her ankle, and then every scene after that, she's fine until she turns it again, and that means she's injured again. I don't understand that, but I do feel like the big wait what of this is actually, I'm going to save that for What the Hallmark because I realize I don't have any for What the Hallmark. So I'm going to save it for What the Hallmark.
I'll allow it.
I love it.
It's time for What the Hallmark. Let's see what Brian can do with this one.
So now I'm thinking that this retreat company is a big scam because my big what the Hallmark was, how about that lady at the basket weaving thing who said she's been there 5 times?
Yeah.
And it's her first time getting the okay from the elder. Like it seems like is that good or bad? Is she having a good time at the retreat so she returns, or is she not getting it? So she has to keep coming back. So now I'm thinking the retreat itself is just a big like a
because you don't see any actual Gullah Geechee people there aside from the woman leading the retreat.
Right.
Yeah. So could be a full scam boy.
I also want to know our guy Kareem, who is starting a restaurant on Edisto Island, which doesn't seem like it gets a ton of. It's not a big tourism spot, right, Dan? Edisto Island, not a ton of tourists.
No, Edisto's like where locals go.
How's that restaurant gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm happy that he's finally doing it and becoming a chef, but how's it gonna play out for him?
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. Mine is, at what point is Kareem keeping his daughter against her will? Fine line. She is 18. Yep. She has a full ride scholarship to the best historically black college and university art program in the country, and he is saying, not on my watch. At what point, she's an adult, okay, with a full ride, at what point is this guy keeping an adult against her will?
Right.
Because I think it's now. I think it is right now. I think that's what he's doing, and that's not okay. And that's probably why the doctor, chef, bus driver with time on his hands is single, is because he's keeping his daughter against her will.
It was a little bit of a red flag.
A little bit of a red flag, which, I mean, doctor, chef, bus driver, time on his hands. You're probably looking past that red flag.
I mean,
that guy?
It's just a minor.
I will say, the fact that his wife left him.
Yeah.
I can understand a little bit, but this is some like village stuff going
on.
Here.
That's right. You're going to stay on the island.
You're gonna stay here. We did, everybody. Congratulations. We're gonna be back tomorrow with the first of 3
Son of a nut.
big old jam-packed Christmas preview shows. We got 40 Hallmark Christmas movies.
We're going to take 3 hours out of your day to tell you about the wafer-thin plots that then are going to air. Then we're going to tell you about them again.
You're welcome.
So please listen up. It'll be the good stuff.
Dan, can you not be like sarcastic about it? Like
I know. I can't not.
But we need people to listen. Like it's like our livelihood.
Or I guess.
Can you do a better pitch?
People don't care about
Can you do a better pitch?
Come on. There's going to be things here you won't hear at other
Anywhere
places. You're going to get info here.
That's
that
true,
you're not
though.
Gonna get,
there is no other cream-focused preview show in the podcasting community that we know.
No. We've not found another cream-centered
preview show.
Yeah, that's right.
With the Cream Center,
with the Cream Center.
That's
exactly right.
The Cream Center.
Which, by the way, this movie was brought to you by Tootsie Roll.
It was.
Which, like
does
a Tootsie
have
Roll
a cream
Pop.
Center. That's right.
But how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
3 preview episodes.
3 preview episodes.
That's right. That's the kind of info you'll get on the preview episode. Skip it.
That's exactly right.
Skip the books.
When Goes the Heart on
Make it up to
Thursday.
you.
Friday, we'll be back with Nikki and Nora and their detective fun
Playlist.
times. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is the That Sounds Fun podcast. It's produced by Tracy Nillis' name. It's recorded live in, that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com.